Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Super duper, because I have the opportunity to be able to interview heroes so we can learn their secrets of how we can improve, things that we can learn from them. We started off the show with the world's fastest reader and recognized in Guinness Book of World Records. We just had on the former CEO of 3D Systems and founder of Exponential Works. And later on, we're going to have Hayden Byerly, actor for The Fosters. But let's get started with our next hero. And by the way, thank you for the feedback we continue to have from having the founder of CNBC on. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. Well, if you haven't heard of this single word, then you've probably been living in a box, because it's podcasting. No, that's not radio. It's podcasting. And we have with us our next hero, who is an early pioneer of podcasting. He is now VP of Content and Partnerships at Libsyn, which, by the way, Eliances is also on Libsyn. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. And we have with us Rob Greenlee. All right, Rob, for those that may not have heard of Libsyn, now they've maybe heard of podcasting, talk to us about Libsyn.
Well, Libsyn is a podcast hosting platform that's been around since 2004, and we host about 64,000 podcasts from all over the globe. And it's a platform that really enables podcasters to upload and distribute their shows to all of the major listening platforms out there, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and just a growing list of platforms around the world that are making podcasts available to listeners.
Right. So what that means is that you can upload your segment to Libsyn. Then you can go ahead and spin it out, not just on Libsyn, but to a number of other channels too.
Correct. And you can also monetize your show. You can post it to your website. Just get it out there. Find as many listeners as you can is the goal always.
Now, I know you guys make it super user friendly to be able to do it, because we use it. We upload daily. That's right. So if you go to Eliances.com, it's daily uploads. Now, how many shows are hosted on Libsyn now?
Oh, it's well over 65,000 shows right now, from major media companies to, a person with a microphone and a laptop. So it goes the whole spectrum.
Now, that's the thing is people say, you know what, I've got a good story. I can interview people. I could tell my own story. I want to be able to do podcasting. What kind of secrets, though, can you share with them to be able to create a show and also attract people to listen?
Well, it's a complex process, but the key things to think about is to get clear on what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish with the program, and then fashion the show around your passions and your goals that you have for why you're doing the show. I think that's the key thing, and that will, as long as you have passion in what you're doing and you bring a focus to it that is exciting to the listener, I think you will attract an audience. Podcasting is a word-of-mouth sharing medium, which means that you need to inspire listeners to share to others, and that's how this medium grows. Sure, there's other marketing techniques that are out there as well, getting on Google and getting yourself available on other people's websites and other networks and other listening platforms, and then doing just traditional marketing. Really, a podcast is like starting a business, and you need to think about it like that and do all of the core things that a business has to do to reach customers. And that's what you're doing, is you're building customer relationships that at a very deep level, and you always need to keep that in mind. When you talk to your audience, you talk to them in a very singular tone, and you talk to them in a way that's genuine and authentic. And what you'll do is you'll connect with those folks, and they will become your friends, and they will follow you wherever you go, and set you up for economic benefit as well, because as that bond develops, they will do what you ask them to do. So it turns into a very big relationship that you have with your audience, and you need to take it seriously.
phenomenal advice, and we take it very seriously here at Eliances, because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. It is the only place where entrepreneurs align, because we have with us in the studio Rob Greenlee, VP of Content and Partnerships at Libsyn. You can also go to Libsyn.com. That's Libsyn.com. Or, of course, you all know Eliances, so we'll have the link there at Eliances, Eliances.com. Now, Rob, too, you're part of the community. You're a member of Eliances. You've been to various experiences, recently, too, again, at the Eliances Grand Table. And, of course, you mentioned the word podcasting, and you got a line out the door, people that want to go ahead and see you, talk to you. They want to know these things of that. How was that experience like, and how is it being part of the community?
Well, it's always great to come to the Grand Table and meet so many fascinating and interesting people that have accomplished a lot in their lives. And the community that surrounds that is always so positive and supportive of everyone. And they're looking for ideas. They're craving for connections. And that's what I'm all about. And my daily work is reaching out and helping people and making those connections. And your event is right along that same path.
What do you think the attraction is with podcasting? Because it's just continually growing and growing more and more. I mean, how many, you said 64,000?
Well, that's just the shows that are hosted on Libsyn. So there's actually probably 275,000 shows that are active out there globally. There's a total of about 760,000 podcasts that have ever been created that are still maybe available, but maybe archived. A certain amount of shows pod fade over time. People, run out of things to talk about, or they just, life gets in the way, or they change jobs. Like me, I've pod faded like 4 or 5 times now. So shut down a show and start a new one. So I'm currently doing one show right now where, like 4 months ago, I was doing 2 every week. So
now, talk to us too in regards to some of the niches that are out there on podcasting. I mean, what you've seen, you work there, you've seen probably so many.
Right. There's niches of content that are associated with every kind of passion that someone might have in their life. Right. There can be like pool cleaning podcasts that are talking about how to better clean your pool. I mean, and those build relationships with people that have an interest in that, and all the way up to sports talk programs, and it's the whole spectrum. I mean, it's whatever you want it to be, and that's the key takeaway: is that if you have a passion for something, you can create a podcast about it.
What's the future of podcasting? We've come a long way. You were one of the first to podcast. What you've seen throughout these many years to where we are now, where are we going with it?
Well, I think if you look at the recent past, it's a predictor of the direction of the future. And I tend to look at the podcasting medium as an evolution of continual improvement and expansion. And the expansion is, like I was saying earlier, is built on word of mouth sharing. So it tends to grow a little slower than what people think, but it grows about 2 to 5% every year. It fluctuates a little bit. But the future is continual growth and expansion until we reach some saturation point, which pretty much every product or every medium reaches. Maybe, I don't think we'll ever get past like 90% of the world population listening to a podcast. So that's kind of the future, and access and content creation is going to continue to expand.
And again, we're talking with Rob Greenlee. He's with Libsyn.com. You can go to Libsyn.com. He is VP of Content and Partnerships at Libsyn. Talk to us too about ages and stuff. Is somebody too young to get started within podcasting? I mean, what?
Well, when podcasting started, it was basically a male-dominated medium. And over the time period of 15 years that the medium has been around, it's become more inclusive, and young people are getting involved in the medium now more than ever. The fastest growing segment right now of new podcasts that are being created by women, and that's a huge expansion and kind of change for the medium. I used to go to podcasting conferences and speak up on stage, and I was speaking to a bunch of guys. Now it's sometimes over 50% women that are at these events, and young people are getting involved in too. I've actually on a past podcast that I did, I talked to a 12-year-old that was doing a podcast about fire rescue. So he had a passion about firefighters, and so I had him on my show to talk about his passion, and it was exciting to see a young person have that kind of connection.
So interesting, Rob. Well, you've helped many people grow and learn about creating impactful content online. Rob Greenlee, That Takes a Hero. You can reach him again by going to Libsyn.com, or of course we'll have it on our website, Eliances.com. Thank you again. This is David Kogan. Continue to stay tuned.